So I'm here to share my experience on attending Joe Dispenza's retreat. This was happened a couple of weeks ago from me, April 13th to 19th. It happened in Dallas. So before that, right, about Joe Dispenza from my perspective. So I know about his books, but I read his book a couple of years ago. You Are the Placebo book, which I have to do at that time, I believe. So there was something in my family. I need to get that knowledge. And this book has truly, it's not, I don't want to say inspired. I have to say it helped me actually. It helped me to implement with emergency or with the family or healing that I had to do. So I had a great respect to him from that book. Like he is an enlightened master, right? So I was looking forward about him. I know about his retreats, but I was something like it was not something we regularly do, right? So, but fortunately, this year it happened in Dallas and everything got aligned. And I'm happy that I could attend his retreat. It was 7 days. It's hard, right, with all the family things going on, but I could make it. So I was really happy to start with. And this is kind of a first retreat I was attending, like a 7 days, right? So it was, I would say it is full of everything. I saw a lot of people. So around from 67 countries, people have joined, and around 2,000 people attended this retreat, and out of them, half of them are from out of countries. So it's a mix of different people. You see different people talking different languages, different countries, different religions, but again they are all like like-minded people. They wanted to learn from it. And Joe Dispenza, I would call him as a true spiritual researcher or true spiritual scientist. If you see, if you Google him, right, he would come as a researcher itself. So he is the first person I saw like how to put meditation or a spirituality from the science background. So since the childhood, we have been learning that we are living in this Maya. Everybody understand that Maya, right? He was able to understand Maya in with the science. He was such a great master. So he himself studied so many things like quantum science, neuroscience, neuroplasticity, epigenetics, electromagnetic waves, you name it in science, he researched, not only just researched, he mastered it. He could talk any topics to any of the professors or scientists on this topic and also aligned with the spirituality. So as a meditation background, I already believe that meditation will help us. It could heal us, it could help us to change our lives, right? But there are so many people who came with the science background, like researchers, scientists, doctors, right? They wanted this information because we are so logically grown up. We don't believe unless there is a proof. So he is doing both of these things there. So a lot of people taking notes, they take for PhDs, they do their presentation. So they use his research and everything. And he's doing a lot of research, like when you start this retreat on the first day, if you take the blood samples, urine samples, so he was testing everything, your blood, your hearts, your biogenes, everything. And also after 7 days, if we test, right, everything is changed, it's in just in that 7 day period. So your blood itself, your DNA itself is changed only in that 7 day period. And it also noted that, right, the meditators, long-term meditators who have been meditating for a long time, we see a certain neural pathways in our brains. They have a different wiring. And what he says is, within the 7 days of attending this, people have that kind of neuro pathways in the brain. That means within the 7 days, you are showing like you are a senior meditator or you're a long-term meditator. Of course, if after this 7 days you go back your home to your own environment, you will go back to again old self that is there. But in the 7 days, you are able to get there. That means you can understand how much he is making us progress. So basically, right, our personal behavior, our personality will show as a personal reality in our life. That means we have our experiences based on our personal reality, right? So based on our thoughts, right, we have certain brain wiring in our in our brains. So we form our thoughts based on our past. What we know is mostly remember our past. So whatever thoughts we had, whatever experiences we had, that itself our brain is firing us all the time because it's already reprogrammed. So what's happening is, so we have same kind of thoughts. More than 95% of our thoughts are based on we already experienced, based on what the people we know, based on what kind of environment we live. So then our brain is giving us the same thoughts. So when we have the same thoughts, we have the same emotions, we have the same feelings. That means we are vibrating at the same frequencies. So what's happening? We are also having the same kind of experiences. We are generating the same kind of experiences. So what he says is, when we are so much connected to that familiar past, because we already know the past, and we are calling it as a familiar because we are so much used to it, we are unconsciously addicted to it, even though it's kind of all our sad, we are still addicted to it, to our negative emotions, especially suffering. So what we are doing is we are predicting the same future. So based on our past, we are creating the same future because our brain is already wired like that. Now what we have to do is we have to rewire and reprogram the brain, and for that we have to do meditation, because that is where the unknown, or where we have the consciousness, he is calling it as an unknown, but that is where the consciousness or super consciousness or god consciousness are in the present moment. That is where we can get the information and we can reprogram our brains, we can rewire our brains. Otherwise we are still connected, our brain and body is connected. So whatever brain is telling, our body is also behaving. As soon as we get up, right, we act like a robot. We go to the same place, we bathroom, we go to the coffee place. That is because our brain is telling the same thing, because our brain is already programmed. So our body is also doing the same thing. So to change that, right, we have to get into that unknown place. And obviously we all are meditating and we are doing the same things, but in his program, right, he has combined, he has enhanced that experience based on the breathing techniques, and also aligning our energy centers. So, or it is called as chakras. He usually don't use that word, but he uses the energy center. So we have the seven chakras, right? So with his guided meditation, he is aligning our chakras and allowing us to get into that unknown place, and with his guidance we are easily able to receive that information. So he is empowering us, he is telling us that it is possible to change and reprogram ourselves, no matter how past it is, no matter what age you are, no matter what kind of background you have, how sad it is, or how kind of, he says, even you have criminal background, you killed someone, you still can change. how sad it is. Even though you are sick, you are going to die in 10 days, you can still change yourself. That what he says. He used to empower us with all the knowledge and also the guiding meditation, and he was taking us into that unknown place, right? So, and visualization, all this combined is opening our hearts. So heart is a place of the creativity, and that is where we can get that information and change ourselves. See, our what happens is in our daily reality, our heart and brain are not connected. We are working with our body consciousness. That means our mind is making us work. So when we open our heart, right, when we align our heart with that unknown or that supreme consciousness, we can create. And our heart and brain are in the sync. So that's what he says, like he when the heart and brain are in the coherence, they talk to each other. So we can create and we can tell to our mind. So whatever our heart wants, we can create. So they are in the sync. And with his meditations and everything, he's making all of us open our hearts there itself. I've seen so many people and I have experienced myself as well. So imagine like 2000 people meditating there and they have opened their hearts. That's like burst of energy. People were crying, people were yelling. There are so much of energy with so much joy. People forget who they are, their names, their whatever they conquered in this world. They forget which country they are, they forget they are women or men. So everybody are like into that same energy with their hearts open. 2000 people, he did one like 5 hour meditation. In that everybody hearts were like opened and healed, either emotional ways or physical. So in that burst of energy, we have that energy to heal ourselves in both emotional as well as physical. And that experience is like really mystical for me. I know sometimes I have experienced, I attended one Dhyana Mahachakram in Hyderabad, but this is more powerful and I have literally experienced that. It's burst of energy with love energy. And it's kind of infectious. I was telling, right, when everybody opens their heart, it's truly magical and mystical. So he is giving that experience and he's telling like the future, right? You to become, you have to believe it. So you can believe, you can make that happen when your hearts are open. So with that emotion, right, with joy, with inspiration, with truth, and with compassion, with forgiving people, with gratitude, these all are the emotions. When our heart is open, combined with these emotions, we are already in the future. We are experiencing the future. So when we are experiencing that, it automatically attracts the future that we want. So he's making us live in the future. He says like, I don't want to use the word even visualization. He's telling don't visualize. You already live. You already live like you already became it. He's empowering us to think like that. Think like you are living like in your future with whatever you want. And he also did like walking meditations. Walking meditation was something new I experienced. I was little hesitant when I started. How do we meditate during the walk, right? But they are really magical ones. So he that information, right? There are different kind of meditations. Like one is heart coherence, one is energy centers, or mystical or electrifying meditation. So this knowledge, he used to give that knowledge, do a wisdom session and also make us meditate, and then later we used to do the same thing in the walking meditation. So in the walking meditation, right, with And this could happen with his guidance. So we had to put our speakers, and with his guidance, we are doing that. So in the guidance, he used to combine with even with the breathing techniques and everything. He used to drop us our body. So we used to forget who we are. We are walking, we are outside, but it just created our own world. There are 2000 people walking, but we could not see anyone. It's like I'm just existing in this whole world. See how no one is in their home, how you act like your true self, right? And we are acting like that in 2000 people with our hearts open. So people are like, someone were dancing, someone were laughing, they were walking in a different way. And imagine, like, he used to guide, like, imagine, like, you have something, like, if you won around 10 million lottery, how you walk, how you talk, how you smile. So he is making us in that meditation, behaving like he's asking us to behave like that. Like, imagine you already have that and making us walk. And that was like, truly very inspiring, very, very inspiring. So people who wanted to transform their lives, right? This is a very, very good starting point, I would say. And there were true people who came and shared their stories. There was a mom who was able to heal her son's autism, and there was people who came. He was 75 years old, and he healed his Parkinson's. He was not able to hold his coffee cup. Now everything is gone. And there was a person who healed her cancer, fourth level, fourth stage cancer, where people or doctors said there is no hope, but she was able to heal. So there were, and these are real people who were able to transform their lives. So what he says is, like, all of these we learned here, right? It's very important to go and practice it, implement it. Otherwise we can easily get back into our old environment, our old habits again. And he says, right, I really loved when he says this. So one person, she shared her healing story about the cancer, and he was telling, like, she practiced, when he asked to practice every day once a time, she practiced 3 times a day. The reason is, she has all the doors closed. Doctors said there is no treatment beyond it. Everything is done, what can be done. All the diets, whatever exercises, astrology, whatever she had, right, everything is done. And now this is the only option she had. So she practiced like her life depends on it, because for her, really, her life depends on it. There are no other doors open. But he says, for rest of us, everyone who attended that program, he says, practice all of your spiritual practices like your life depends on it. Like your life depends on it. Don't miss your practices or sadhana. Every day practice your meditation. Is it 1 hour, 1.5 hour, 2 hours? What is it? Whatever your exercise, whatever all your spiritual, wake up like 3:30, 4 a.m. or 5 a.m., 5 to 7 a.m. Keep your time for that and do your practices like your life depends on it. That's what he says. It is very, very important. Always learn, always read, and always practice. He was emphasizing on it. And he is such a passionate person. We were, some days we started our days like 4 a.m. and we ended at like 8:30 p.m. And he was there with with us all the time, with same energy, with same compassion. He had such a compassion to help others that I really, really loved it. Like, even we take like 0.1%, we could take huge difference. That what I felt. We have to work with such a compassion. He was standing, he was uh, doing his sessions like he never did it. Like maybe it's like first time you're so enthusiasm, how you tell you, he was telling like that. So I really, really liked his energy. And so he says, change your energy and change your life. So we have to put our energy. We have to change ourselves. We have to be aware about our habits, our repeated patterns, how we are behaving every day. And this happens with awareness. That means we have to put our energy in the awareness. And where do we get that energy? We have to go into the unknown and get that information and change the patterns that we have. Meditation is the only way, and he's trying to prove that he's trying his best. He's doing so much research back up, because we people don't believe unless we show the facts and data and all the proofs, right? So he's backing up all. He has done so much research. And so he was telling so many examples. Like one example was, so in a room, we all know the robo, right? Robo, like it cleans our vacuum cleaner robo. So it is a programmed, right? We know all the programs if we go into the programming language, basic science is all zeros and ones, right? That's a if we go into the computer language, it's all zeros and ones basically. So what he says is, it is programmed to operate in a certain way into the room. It is going into the all four corners and it is cleaning. So what they did was, on the one side, they brought like a few chickens. They are newly born chickens, like tiny, tiny chickens. He was showing the picture. They are like so beautiful yellow chickens. Right, they were all there, and they are very tiny baby ones, right? They are in the cage and they are looking at the robot. Always when we see something like moving, what we wanted to hold it, we wanted that to come to near to us, especially babies or any one of us. We want that, right? We are curious. So baby chicks are so curious, their thoughts and their attention was on that robo. It wanted them to come near to them. And you know what he said? So, with their thoughts, with their intention, they could change the program. The computer program was changed. So, later on, what happened? That robo program changed itself and it was coming near to the chickens. It's not going to the all four corners. It is revolving, it is going around only near the chickens. So the tiny, tiny chickens with tiny, tiny hearts and with tiny, tiny brains, if they could change the computer program, we can change our programs. The program that is there in our brain. That is what he is telling. So basically, our heart, right, when it is opened with all the energy centers aligned, it creates a magnetic field around us. So how a magnet, everybody knows, right? Magnet has north and south poles. If you see in the pictures or in our high school when we learned, it has a magnetic field, right? It has the around like oval shapes and oval shape. And in that electromagnetic field, wherever iron is there, it could attract. If it is very far, it can't, right? Whatever in the electromagnetic field, it could attract. So similarly, when all our energy centers are aligned, our heart is open, it creates an electromagnetic field for us, and it will attract the information from the unknown. So we get that information, whatever is needed for us to reprogram. So that is what he says. So uh, basic is again, always do meditation. So always practice our sadhanas. And what I loved about this one is, I have to say thank you to Divya as well. So all six of us, we have attended this session, and all girls, and we were staying at their place. because it is close to her. So it's gave us a real retreat flavor, like a girls hangout. We're going to the session, coming to their home nicely, talking about it, eating dinners. And in the breaks, right between all these sessions, there were breaks, and we were going and dancing, and we met so many new people. And it was nothing like, they are new. It's like they all are our own family, like sharing where are you from, how long you have been practicing. So we met so many beautiful people, and we have heard their stories, and we shared our stories. So it has become a great uh, like a life changing experience, I would say. So I really liked it. I'm very fortunate and blessed to go this to attend this session. I'm very thankful for this experience. I hope, I don't know, my experience, whatever I shared could inspire you a little bit. But thank you for this opportunity, for sharing my story.
Thank you, Sushma. It's really inspiring when you said we could see, feel the energies in your as well, right? And it's like you can create your own reality, right? It's the same thing that resonates with whatever experience. So, yeah. And then I have a question, like when you said like walking meditation, right? Is it like closing your eyes and then walking, or is it like open your eyes, you're walking?
Yeah, so it's like combination of everything, Arvind. So he says like you just stand wherever you are, right? He says close your eyes. So he guides, and he will let us relax, do some breathing techniques, and he will give some wisdom, and he will suddenly says walk now. We open our eyes, and then we walk. He will talk like walk here in the future, how you behave, how you will. And we talk, and suddenly he says stop, and people stop wherever they are walking, right? He showed some pictures, like people were stopped right in the middle of the train tracks, in different places, right in the road, wherever we are walking, people has to stop there. And then again he will ask us to close, and in the end he will ask us to lie down. So it's a combination of everything. So yeah, it's a great experience. We should all do one time the walking meditation. We'll plan something definitely for our team. Let us all do together. I know some people are really interested. I sensed it. Yeah.